No big deal, no big deal. Guardian hand gonna feel. No light in front of the chess machine, they come to steal. Black talent to shut down them shield. So, why run down man with a man from boy? Run down the front me shotgun boy. Disrespect me side the last one. So you know I disappear. Just fall. I don't want me, no want them hot. Don't tell me, no tell them if them this part out. Man, them in a problem. And me go home now, feel them. Why? We will.
Welcome to Let's Get Podcast, episode 9.
Ocho.
Nope, 9 this time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's going to be 9. Ku or Q in Japanese, because there's no one that's Japanese that listens to this. Why do I do this? There's two different ways to say 9. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. So let's just try and get it a little bit more straight this time. Last time it was kind of all over the place. So let's just start with introductions, because that's a good place to start. My name is Eric. I'm the Let's Get guy. I'll be your host this evening and every evening. I don't know why I'm this way. Let's just keep rolling with it. And I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Andrew.
Hello.
That's Andrew. And I would like to introduce you guys with actually what you do, unlike I did on the last podcast, because I was just like, this is just Joe. And I didn't explain where they were from or anything. So we've got, we'll just say, do we want to say Johnny Ketchum?
Yeah, we'll just keep it that way.
So we'll say Johnny Ketchum.
Or we can call him Johnny Ketchup.
Johnny
Yeah.
Ketchum. Accidentally. You guys know him. He sent us some questions before, so we've had him on the podcast kind of in a roundabout way. From Beyond the Gamer.
Yeah.
There's Johnny, Mr. Ketchum.
Hello.
What does one find beyond the gamer?
You can find Beyond the Gamer at beyondthegamer.com and at Beyond the Gamer on Twitter. It's pretty fun, I guess.
Thank you, Andrew, because I totally wasn't doing that. I wasn't thinking ahead of how you can actually find him. I actually thought you were asking a deep, philosophical question. What do you find beyond the gamer?
That is what I was asking.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Ooh, what do you find beyond the gamer? I don't know. You find smelliness and a lot of random anime that I'm forced to watch.
Oh no. Beyond the Gamer, Funk Edition.
Yeah, all funk.
We're also joined by Davo Banjo, who I've talked about before on the podcast. He was going to be on the last podcast, but he was coughing it up, but now he's better.
It was too crowded anyway.
Yeah, that's true. It really was. There was a lot of people. But it made for an interesting podcast, and it was very fun. But yeah, Davo Banjo from gamingwithscissors.com.
What's up?
What actually happens when one games with scissors?
Well, you don't poke your eyes out, that's for sure. And nobody gets stabbed.
Yeah, my mom always told me, don't run with scissors.
Don't run, but you can game with them. It's okay.
Game with them. It might be a
You're
little
gonna
hard. Like, you got to have one whole hand is taken up by those scissors.
That's true.
I don't know. We're getting way too...
Hopefully,
That is a challenge.
What's it?
hopefully you're using a wireless controller.
Oh, yeah. And you could play Cutman, Mega Man.
Ooh. You can play Earthbound
Tower.
and hold a pair of scissors in your hand.
Very nice. The topic this evening...
So is it a Clock Tower podcast?
Actually, my first review was Clock Tower.
Nice.
Ah, nice. Wait.
Yeah.
The one on Super Nintendo or the one on PlayStation?
Super Nintendo.
Oh, nice. So you had like the import. Well, I guess that's all there is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Super Famicom.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So good.
Super scary. But that's...
You know what I'm hearing? It sounds
I
to
hear
me
beers.
like it's about the next... That was a nice segue. To what we're gonna talk
Yeah.
So,
My bad.
What are you drinking? So I hear some clanging. I don't know who was clanging, but what are you
That was
drinking?
me.
What are you drinking?
So I just had a Blue Moon gingerbread spiced ale.
Sorry.
No, is it good?
Yeah, it's really good actually. And I grabbed a New Belgium Giddy Up.
There you go.
Okay.
That's better.
That's better.
Yeah.
Andrew's a bit of a beer snob, but I think it was the Blue Moon that
Blue
kinda saved
Moon
it off.
and has never made anything good.
Oh my.
I don't know about that.
You do know Blue Moon is Coors.
Yes, I do.
Don't talk smack about Coors. I'm very close to Coors. being in the Rockies, I literally am. I'm like, right there, right there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So you drink Davo Banjo? You drinking anything?
I'm drinking an ice cold purified water bottle.
Oh my. So what did you put in it? What alcoholic beverages inside that water bottle?
We'll say vodka for the podcast.
Vodka and water.
We can't tell. It's a podcast.
Vodka and water. That's a good cocktail.
You got to cut it. It's too sharp.
Cut it.
So what are we drinking there, Andrew? We got this. You said I said it wrong last time, so now you got to say.
Well,
it.
I've just never heard of it. I don't know how to say this.
I'm gonna say it's Scaldis Noel.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So that's a what? I haven't read the label, but I only know it's a Christmas beer, and it is delicious.
It's a Belgian Christmas beer.
Here, let's have a cheers, because this was like $16. How do you feel about it?
It's very good.
Does it taste like a Christmas tree?
No, it tastes like Santa Claus.
Oh my!
It's very delicious. Weird.
I'm pretty sure this is what Santa Claus's urine tastes like.
Oh man.
Oh, that was good. Like you set the bottle down all carefully, and then I was like, "Rah."
That Sam Adams White Christmas. That's what Santa Claus's piece tastes like.
Oh God.
So it's a Belgian ale from Belgium, and it's delicious. 12% alcohol. Man, we're gonna go through a lot of this stuff. So let's just move directly on to what have you been eating? Now Andrew and I haven't really been eating anything super interesting. So does anyone else want to go first?
Well, I have the stories about the stuff I didn't eat.
Go, Andrew, go.
So I work with I work with an interesting bunch of people, and one of the guys I work with is from the Philippines, and he for Halloween thought it would be fun to bring in balut. I don't know if you've ever heard of balut.
Yeah, baby beluga.
Yeah.
Baby beluga, oh baby beluga, is the what I want.
Balut's good.
Balut is a fertilized duck egg that has a freaking baby duck in it.
Yeah.
You eat it.
Nope.
Yeah.
I did not eat that, but it was consumed in front of me, and it was disgusting. And then in order to try to one-up him, one of the guys that I work with that is from Taiwan, although he moved here like 30 years ago, but he brought in fried silkworm larva.
I would have eaten that.
And that was, I think I would have rather eaten that than the balut.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't eat either one of them.
I think I saw balut.
So that's what I've not been eating.
Yeah, that's what I've been avoiding. That did not go in my mouth. Have you eaten anything recently since the last podcast we recorded less than a month ago?
Oh, yes. Anyone with a Costco membership needs to get something they sell there called Chicago Mix. It's caramel corn mixed with cheese popcorn. And it doesn't sound good.
No.
But it is amazing.
I would try.
That combination's actually really tasty.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Like my parents get these things all the time, like those big like tin cans that have like the 3 different kinds of popcorn.
Yeah.
And sometimes the cheese gets over in the caramel. I'm like, no, get out of here.
Yeah. It may
You've
not
got to just take a handful and
Chicago Mix is like the perfect ratio, or it's the
cheese
right
to
kind
caramel.
of cheese or something. It's
That's weird.
really good.
All right, I'd be willing to try it.
You should try it.
Do you have Costco out there, Davo Banjo?
We do not.
No, that's
We have Sam's. That's about
Okay,
it.
Sam's. Yeah, it's like the same thing.
Same thing, but I doubt that particular product.
Yeah.
I didn't know Chicago was famous for their popcorn.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That and hot dogs. Popcorn and hot dogs.
I'll just put it on my pizza.
Deep dish pizza.
See, what happened is someone had one of those popcorn tins in Chicago, and since it's the Windy City, the wind blew it over.
Oh.
Their popcorn mixed together,
mixed
and
together.
like, there you go. Chicago Mix.
Got popcorn in my hot dog.
I already ate buttered popcorn, but my cheesy and caramel popcorn mixed together.
I think that was the worst Chicago accent I've ever heard that came out of my mouth. So what do you guys been? Well, I guess I'll tell the one thing to give you guys a chance to think. I'm always trying. I got to try new stuff. That's my thing. I'll try anything new. Well, I don't want to say anything. That seems kind of crazy. But like anyway. So I guess there's like a new sriracha sub at Subway, and I was like, oh, that's good. I like sriracha, and it tastes like nothing. It's just like a regular ass sub. I was not too impressed by that. But I've been trying to eat more sriracha. Like my girlfriend and I were in Vegas, and we ended up watching a little Dr. Oz, and it's actually a really good show. Some of the stuff that they tell you about, you're like, oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, it's a good show. Don't shake your. It's a pretty good show. He was talking about sriracha, like, it keeps your metabolism going for like an extra 30 minutes or something after you eat, something like that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I like sriracha anyway. I'm trying to lose a little weight. I put on a little weight. I'm not going to hide it. And I can't hide it. Actually, I've tried.
So you can just eat more so you can lose weight.
Exactly. Lose by
Okay.
eating. It makes perfect sense, So I was eating that actually like too much. I put like a bunch of it on my, not a bunch on my rice. Like, it was mostly sriracha. It was like dripping sriracha. So I was eating that and I was like, man, like sweating and stuff. And it got to the point where I was getting like chest pains because I was eating probably too much sriracha. So I had to back off that from. That's what I've been torturing myself with. What about you guys?
Ooh, I haven't been eating anything weird, I guess, or different.
Yeah, me either.
I didn't do anything for Thanksgiving, so I guess the grossest thing I've eaten, I ate a 7-Eleven hot dog because that was the only thing open at the time, and that was pretty disgusting. Definitely made me feel like I should become a vegetarian.
Did it actually taste bad, or were you just like, oh, this is a 7-Eleven hot dog?
Oh no, it tasted bad. The bun was very hard, and the hot dog itself. I'm not a big hot dog person, so like hot dogs in general always taste weird to me. So I don't know if it was just the hot dog being a hot dog that was weird.
Just being a hot dog.
Yeah, I don't know. So,
yeah, my girlfriend's not big on hot dogs either. The way she got jacked up was watching The Simpsons. There's an episode where it shows how hot dogs are made, and like
yeah,
through the thing. And ever since then, she won't eat hot
So
dogs.
accurate. Everyone knows The Simpsons is basically.
I think I've heard that somewhere.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, that was really good. Okay, so Davo Banjo, anything weird?
No, just turkey and all that Thanksgiving stuff.
Yeah, it's worth noting, I guess, that the day before yesterday was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And we're just now recording this. Although this is a Christmas episode, so I feel like we're cheapening it by telling us that. But I am drinking Christmas beer. I'm in the spirit.
Christmas starts.
Yeah, I had a
On
gingerbread
Thanksgiving.
beer.
Listen, so you can go shopping.
That's true. That is sadly true. Did you guys do any crazy shopping?
No, I worked on Black Friday.
Yeah, me
And
too.
it was awful.
I went to Toys R Us on Thanksgiving. It
Oh, how was that?
was good.
Yeah, video games?
Disney Infinity for the kids.
Oh, is that a game?
Yep.
Okay.
Disney
It's not
Infinity's
like
cool.
BioShock.
No, it's not like BioShock.
It's like what? It's like Skylanders.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
See, is that cool? Because I see that and I'm like, man, that looks dumb.
Disney Infinity looks pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I know they're doing they got to be doing like a Pokemon thing, but like with more viable figurines or something.
I don't know what Skylanders is like, but
It
Well,
does-
like, isn't it like, oh, you buy a figure and it's like $12 for a figure, and then the set's like $80 or $60 or something like that?
Yeah.
it's
and
super
you-
smart, but
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I got it half price, like the set, but we've probably already spent nearly $100, like between the set and characters.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I mean, it's basically like Minecraft with
Oh.
Disney characters in it.
Weird. That sounds
Disney
cool.
Infinity is, yeah. So
All right.
I think the kids will enjoy that, and then a bunch of random toys for them.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we should get into the topic then. What the topic is? We're doing a Christmas episode, so this is our holiday episode, Christmas episode. Hopefully, this comes out before the end of the year. We'll see what happens. You know how this goes. But the topic for this time, we're basically going to keep it a little loose. It's kind of going to be like the Halloween one that we did. We were like, oh, Halloweeny scary games. This one's going to be kind of like holiday stuff, so it could encompass like around Thanksgiving and Christmas and getting together with family, but really tying it together with games the best what we can. And I mean, we might even, if we have to stretch, we could talk about like snow levels and stuff like that. Like Christmas themed games would be cool, but I did a little bit of research and it seems like a pretty dry well. There's some stuff that I wanted to talk about on that, but just stuff that what like gaming at the holidays and that kind of thing means for you. I did a whole video on it. So I had something. I guess I've already used all that up, but that kind of
Use it
thing,
up again.
and use it and reuse it.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's true. It's man, we tell the same story like multiple times. But the other thing, just like stuff that you got for Christmas, just things related to that. So I guess let's just Andrew's giving. Sorry, guys. He just starts looking at me all whimsically and like, oh, being taken back. All right.
Christmas is a whimsical time.
It is. It's that time of year. So I guess we'll kind of start with, what do we start with?
Well,
Just like talk about notable like Christmas gifts, or just
Yeah.
talk about like
let's just start with gifts. That might get us going. So notable Christmas gifts related to video games. I've got a list. So go, Andrew.
I got one. So when I was, let's see, I must have been 6 or 7. Actually, I may have told the same story like either last podcast or the one before, but I don't care. I'm going to tell it.
Remember?
So I had a Sega Master System, and then at some point, I don't really know why, we either had to sell it because we were poor and needed the money, or I don't know, but we got rid of it. I was 5, right? 6, something like that. And then like my dad's friend got me a Christmas present, and he put it under the tree, and it looked like about the right size to be like a console. And so I thought it was a replacement Sega Master System, and I was convinced it was like the right weight and it was the right size, and I was all excited, and it was under the tree for like a month before Christmas, or what, it was probably like 3 days, but to me it felt like a month because I was 5. and then I opened it, and I had an NES already, so I must have been 7, and it was Dragon Warrior for the NES, and he put tile in the box to make it heavier. Dragon Warrior, and I was like, what the hell is this? I didn't know what it was. I'm like, I don't want this game. I was actually like, a total rude 7-year-old about it, and it ended up, a fucking amazing game. And so that's my story.
That's a good story. That's really good.
I got nothing else to say about that.
My parents a similar thing, putting the tile in there. Yeah. My parents, they have this one weird shaped box. It's not quite a pyramid, and it's just the most odd shaped box ever. And then they put a brick in it, and then they'll put something in there, they know that I wanted to do something, so they buy me a ticket to this thing. And so, it's, I would never know what it is. So that's pretty clever, but, that just reminded me of that. But they've reused that year after year. Here's your weird gift, it comes in that.
The weird box.
Kind of like the tile thing, yeah. I mean, actually, I did that video, holiday gaming or whatever, and, it was, always kind of like a fantasy of mine, that, that my parents or family that would buy me the inevitable, J.C. Benny box, or you clearly know clothes in this box. This is not a video game. You asked only for video games, yet somehow there's clothing in this box. And so you open it up, and every time it's closed. But I always wanted one time for it to just be full of video games. So that's why I did that in that video. I was like, "This is my fantasy." I open it up, and in that video I showcased a bunch of different games that I got during years of Christmas. Years of Christmas. This is I actually do speak English at some point, but anyway, you just remember. So I'll go through some other things, but let's just pass it on. Either you guys want to tell us some stuff?
Yeah, the most memorable, I guess, I have is either in 95 or 96. I can't remember exactly when. My parents gave me a box, and it was a shoebox filled with Super Nintendo games. I didn't own a Super Nintendo at the time. So, that was the first gift I opened. So I opened it and was yeah, so super excited. And then I asked my parents, is there a Super Nintendo in here? And they're just like, no. I don't think that gift was meant for you.
Oh, no.
And it's just oh, no. So I knew my uncle had a Super Nintendo. So I handed him, sadly, all the box of games. And was just here you go. I don't have a Super Nintendo. And so he told me to keep looking. Just okay. Opened a bunch of clothing and stuff, and then finally got to the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Freaked out, but within that clothing, I got a Legend of Gaia, or what is it called? Legend of Gaia?
Oh yeah.
Illusion of
Gaia T-shirt and a Donkey Kong Country 2 long sleeve shirt.
Nice.
So it was super awesome, but I was super sad after.
I think that happened when I got my Super Nintendo too. I think that's probably pretty common when parents get a system and some games, and then oops, you open the wrong one first.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Most of the games were hand-me-downs from my uncle, so I think the only new games I got in there were Illusion of Gaia, and I think I might have gotten Secret of Mana and Donkey Kong Country 2.
Those shirts, that wouldn't be so bad. They're video game related shirts. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. They were awesome. I wore them throughout elementary school to the point where my parents were like, nope, not wearable. Once I was actually big enough to fit in them.
Yeah.
And you got beat up every day.
I totally did.
You know what? We all do.
But it
That's why
didn't
we do
matter
this.
because they were awesome shirts.
You cried,
Yeah,
you cried your way all the way to your Super Nintendo with like all those full in the shoebox.
Yeah.
It
We
seems
know
like a
how
mess-
you feel.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, so it seems like a jacked up thing to do to your kid, but like that much like sorrow followed by that much excitement like doubles the excitement when you open that Super
Yep.
Nintendo box.
Doubles the excitement in the fun.
Double.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I
It
have
was
no description
super-
for those noises.
I was just gonna say
Eric's looking at me like
opening a
"Come up with
filing
something."
cabinet.
Oh, sorry. No. I opened up my patio door.
I actually thought that was pretty close. How about you, Dave Banjo?
Yeah, I was trying to think too. I don't really remember getting my Nintendo that well because I was only like 5 or 6. But I remember getting it and playing with Rob and thinking how much he sucked. But I really like Duck Hunt. I was like, oh, I'm shooting a gun. This is so cool. But yeah, and then I just remember, I don't really remember getting games for Christmas. We just got them periodically through the year. And because we used to get like bikes and stuff like that. But I do remember getting the Super Nintendo and getting Super Mario World. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the best game in the world because, you know, it was such a step up from the original Mario. And just watching the commercials, I was like, oh, I want to play that so bad.
And actually, yeah, you said that the jump from 8-bit to 16-bit was the biggest jump.
For me, anyway. I mean, if I, as a kid, if I'd have been like, you know, oh, Super Nintendo, this is as good as gaming's gonna get.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you can't look at it like that because then you just won't play anything else. You just be like, oh, Super Nintendo all the time.
But no, I remember like I had that mindset as a kid that was like, oh, must be as good as it gets.
Yeah, me too.
That was totally my issue. That's still my issue.
Yeah, I
I
still favor the Super Nintendo over anything else.
Oh yeah, I think out of all the games I own, I probably have the smallest Super Nintendo collection, but it's my favorite.
It's
Whereas,
the
like,
most awesome.
yeah, and I have like a pretty good PlayStation collection, but now when I play them, I'm just like, oh, this is so ugly.
Yeah.
Especially since I don't have a CRT at the moment, so it's just like I was playing Symphony of the Night during October, and every time I saw the moon, it was just like, oh, there's the giant square that holds the moon.
It's true. That's such a good game to play at Halloween time. That is awesome.
Oh yeah,
Love that.
I usually play that in Super Castlevania during October.
yeah.
That's awesome. See, I just beat that recently, actually. Like, I played that all the time when I was a kid, but it was my friend's copy, so we would always get to the same point and die and, like, forget the password or some crap, so we never beat it. And I just beat it last month, so it was kind of, like, in my box of shame of, like, things that I should have definitely beaten by now, but I didn't. But it's good that you're, like, a seasonal gamer, that you play, you know, certain things at certain times of year, because, you know, you'll probably be a good one to tap for knowledge on what you play around Christmas time, which is something we'll definitely...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
So I guess, you know, for me, I guess my ultimate, you know, Christmas story, which I've probably told several times. Was that
Silent Hill. You play Silent Hill?
No, yeah, for Christmas. Yeah.
It snows.
You know, it's fogs. No. Yeah, no. It was. I guess I would have been 4 or 5, and my dad, mind you, received a Nintendo for Christmas. My mom bought it for my dad. She was like, "Oh, he would like this." And I remember looking at it, I was like, "Oh, that's for me." No, that's for your dad. I was like, "What?" And so, you know, I had played like some Atari and television and stuff at my cousin's house, ColecoVision and that kind of thing. So I liked video games. I was probably too young to articulate that I would like the Nintendo for Christmas, please. You know, so I just got whatever my parents thought I would like. And so, you know, my dad got that for Christmas. So I remember the first day my dad was playing, and I did a whole video on this. It's dumb that I'm repeating this, but my dad got it, and he wouldn't let me play the first day. You know, it was just him playing, and then, you know, we had family over, and it was him and the family, and everyone was playing it. You know, I was just a young little kid. I probably would have jacked it up, to be honest. But they were like, you know, we were eating like sour cream Chex. It's just like one of those weird things you latch onto for a memory. But we were eating sour cream Chex and like peppermint candy cane ice cream, which is my favorite. And we were just eating that, and I was just watching like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Just watching them play the game. They wouldn't let me play it the whole time, but I was cool with it. I just like enjoyed watching it. Then the next day, my dad's like, all right, here you go. And I died immediately, like every time. It was like, you know, when you're trying to play a game for the first time as a kid, like I guess I didn't really have a controller to play with. It was probably always my cousin helping me out. So when I was playing with the controller by myself, like you try to jump over a pit in Super Mario Bros., you like swing the controller over the pit.
Yeah.
Like you have a Wii controller or something.
Yeah.
Which would work these days.
It would work these days, but at the time it definitely didn't. I died
I
all the time.
remember always making fun of my grandpa for doing that. Like every time, and my grandpa like was always the one to kind of introduce me to new consoles, and he would constantly do that. And I remember one time we were playing Zelda 2, and he kept doing that and swinging the controller at me, and just like, Grandpa, you don't do that.
Hit me with the
It doesn't
cord.
work that way.
But yeah, no, I was playing it for that first day, and my parents, I'll just let them play for a bit. My dad never got it back. It became my console after that. That was my Nintendo after that. Like I bought all the games that were bought were for me after that, and never turned back. That was really the turning point for me. That's why I play games today. Really was that, and I just remember
It was that one day that your dad didn't let you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously, I was binding that up.
And now
That
your
feeling.
parents are like, why didn't I let him play that first day? I thought it was so interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. Or just not let me play at all is probably what
You'd
they're
probably
thinking.
be a lawyer now or something.
I remember many times my mom would be like, "Go out and play with your friends." It's like, oh, no, I'm just kidding.
I know. My parents used to always do that to me. Just like, why don't you go ride your bike? Just like, I don't know how to ride a bike.
I'm playing Metroid. Leave me alone. I
Yeah.
don't want to lose this spot.
Exactly.
Just tell him I can ride a bike in Paperboy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Just get creative with it. Yeah, and it was like the second day, I finally beat level 1-1, okay, of Super Mario. And I was so excited that, like, I ran downstairs so fast that I lost my footing and fell. Like, I went step 1, step 2, and then brrr, all the way down the stairs to the bottom. And my parents were there, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And I stood up and I was, like, super pale. I'm like, "Yeah, I just beat the first level."
You should have had that in your Christmas episode.
Yeah, I really should have reenacted it. Totally.
I'll help you film that.
Oh no! Man, now more everything hurts.
My knees hurt.
It already hurts. My knees hurt. My knees, my back.
Just
everything.
thinking about it hurts.
Seriously,
Oh, yeah.
like that one sexy hip hop song. My neck, my back.
My neck, my back, lick my just like that. My neck, my back, lick my just like that. My neck, my back, lick my just
It's
like
all
that.
what hurts. It's a list of things that hurt for me. Anyway, not my. Moving on. So yeah, I guess. So you guys have any other like holiday memories? We'll just start with you there again, Andrew.
I'm blank right now.
Okay, that's fine. You're blank
I
inside.
got nothing at the moment.
No problem. Either of you.
I'll
Yeah.
go. I just remember, having like 2 weeks off for Christmas break or whatever. And my cousin would spend like a whole week and a half with us, and we would just play video games nonstop. And I'm trying to think what we used to play. I used to have a Sega too. We used to play some Golden Axe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And,
nice.
do you remember that game, Forgotten Worlds? Where you're like two guys floating around and
Negative.
you're shooting space aliens or something like that. I can't remember. Forgotten Worlds, anybody?
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Someone on the
I
podcast is listening.
Forgot.
Someone's listening like you. Nice, Andrew.
You idiots.
You did. Yeah. He said, must have forgotten. He says, yeah, they're like yelling at their podcast there because there's a device for that. There's just play.
Okay, here we'll switch up. Turtles in Time. We used
Yep.
to play that.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Okay, there we go. See what else? We used to play all kinds of stuff. Turtles in Time. Oh, Final Fight. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But we used to hate it because we could hit each other, and like if one of us hit each other, it'd be on. We
Yeah.
just start beating each other up.
That's-
Like no, okay. And we'll be like, okay, I'll stop. just let me hit you one more time. Okay, and then we just start all over. And
Every
it's just like,
time.
Then it just becomes a battle.
It's always
Yeah.
like that. Like I would play like Street Fighter 2 or whatever with friends and stuff, and like okay, practice. Okay, practice. Right? Hit each other, and you're like, now I gotta hit you. Now it's a little more. Now I gotta hit you more, a little more. Hit me with a light jab, dude. You hit it with a strong jab. What's wrong with you?
Totally.
On and you're just mad, and you just hit each other. And then if I lost, I'd be like, it's only because you cheated.
Yeah.
Yep.
Full life bar would have won.
Exactly.
I got a memory. So,
All right.
did anyone else take the, like, when you knew the video games under the tree,
Mhm.
right? I mean, you knew the shape, you knew what a Super Nintendo box
You could
looked
hear the
like, you knew
cartridge
weight,
riddle
yeah,
over
right?
it. Yep.
Did you ever, like, cut the tape?
Oh, you son of a-
really?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I got Super Metroid.
Could you?
And then you tape it back shut.
Your mom's listening to this,
I
like,
did not do that.
Andrew.
See,
I was
my
kind
family,
of.
my family always had pets, so I'd always kind of just blame it on them. It's like, oh,
Mr.
I don't know, I think,
Tickles in the rabbit pit.
yeah, it's like Lil Bear totally did that. It was his fault.
Looks like Mr. Twinkles knows how to use crayons too. There's crayons all over this. You know anything about that? No? Okay. Kids.
I was always sloppy about it. I would just tear a little hole and be like, oh, I can see it. And then I'd freak out because I'd be like, oh no, I just tore a hole in it. And I just flip it to the side where nobody could see it.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I was the type to like, under the tree, I'd be like, shaking them, feeling them, like looking at them, like comparing the size to other open NES cartridges and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally.
And measuring whatever. But like, I really did not want, like, my parents kind of put a fear of like ruining it in me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember one year, I mean, there was like many years before I was like, aware enough for my mom to like stop doing this, but she would like shop for me with me in the cart facing her,
yeah.
sitting toward her. And then there was one year where they said that my toys were like in the closet, and I ended up going in, and so we're listening to cartoons. That was too easy.
Who's at a Renaissance festival?
Talking about turkey legs again. Andrew's listening intently.
You can turn your TV off now.
Wait, what?
Oh, I don't know. There's just cartoons or something. So, one year I went into the closet and I saw some of the stuff that they got me, and they were like really angry, and they're like, Eric, you're just ruining it for yourself. And I was like, yeah, I guess I am. So after that, like, I never opened anything, and I just didn't want to ruin the surprise, It's like my girlfriend will always want to know, like, oh, what happens in this movie or what happens in this series. I'm like, why would you want to know that? It's a spoiler, like, so I'm very anti-spoiler, So.
I think one time I tried to like cut the cellophane on the gift and actually like take the cartridge out.
Oh my god, play it. That's hardcore, man.
I don't know if I seem to remember either doing that or like very seriously considering it.
Kind of like the anticipation made it that much cooler later on, but like, dude, I don't have like that surgical hand necessary to like slice open the package, put it back. It would be like a big crumpled piece of paper that would like tape all over it. Like, did you want to open this? Yeah,
I remember at least one. It like totally looked like shit, and I just ended up putting it back under the tree with like the shitty end facing. Fucked with it, and then when I went to go open it, I like grabbed that one and like immediately ripped it off.
Exactly.
So,
I want to open this one first. Why? Just open it. Don't look.
That's funny.
Do you guys have any other stories?
I guess, over the last, 5 years, I've gotten a few game-related gifts. Like, last year, my friend Marissa got me Earthbound for Christmas.
Nice.
And it was really weird because, she looked everywhere. Level 7, which is a local retro game shop here. They had it for about a week. And when she went in to go pick it up, they had already sold it. So she found it online. The guy actually lived in Pueblo, Colorado.
Oh, wow.
Where she's from. So she was just like, oh, awesome. It came with the strategy guide, which had all the scratch and snips in there.
Those were awesome.
So since last year, basically that's my new ritual is play Earthbound during December.
That's sweet.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, for sure. That definitely would be a good one.
I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna do it from now on.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It made me feel like a child again.
Yeah,
it really does.
That's a good game for that. I mean, I don't know if you mind if I ask. Like, do you happen to know how much was spent on that?
Oh, I do. I think it was about 300.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. I mean, if it has everything with it, that's probably about right.
Right. Which it does. So it was like, okay, fair. But even when she gave it to me, I was just like, oh, I can't believe you did this.
Did you cry?
No.
You can. Hey, we're all friends here. You can tell.
You can tell us.
I bawled like a little girl, and then she gave me my awesomeness gift, which is, the Fan Gamer Nest T-shirt with the ball cap, yo-yo,
nice,
and Franklin badge, and I was.
Does it really block lightning?
I don't know. I haven't been tried by lightning
Gotta
just
test
yet.
it.
I have tested it. I walk in the rain all the time.
Put it on and go stick your finger in a light socket.
Oh,
I should.
Live on the podcast. Let's see what happens.
Just do it.
Okay, right now. It's
Johnny Ketchup?
down.
Johnny Ketchup?
Yeah.
He's not with us anymore. All right, let's just go on.
You'll just hear a bunch of.
Cat's grabbing on you. No!
Yep.
Oh, man. I gotta open this, so I just... Oh, my gosh.
Holy crap! What was that? Somebody exploded.
I had to open this. This went everywhere.
Was that a champagne bottle?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
So what I'm exploding now, I mean, what I'm drinking now, it's this Christmas ale, Saint Bernardus Christmas ale, Belgian Abbey ale. Oh my gosh, that scared the crap out of me. Like the air pushed my hair back and There's not much beer everywhere, but that's a good thing because Andrew's not here right now for the record. Good thing, maybe he'll never know. He was probably upstairs, be like, "Did you open it?" "Oh yeah, I opened it."
Glug glug glug.
And Bowser's down here whipping his cauliflower ear around. All right.
Oh, he's whipping it out.
That's what he's just whipping it out. So, that's what I'm drinking next. I'm going to try that. Man, I'm surprised there's not more foam. Hey, all right.
So, first off, basically, Parasite Eve takes place Christmas Eve.
Good call.
Throughout to the end of the year. I have been playing that for about a week now. It's kind of slow, but it always kind of brings me back to being, young and playing that around Christmas time. I think it came out around November, which always is exciting to me because my birthday's in October. So I'm just like, oh yes, these are going to be the games that I'm going to get. So Parasite Eve is always a good Christmassy type game, I guess, that I like. Other than that, there's not too many Christmas games. There's Snowboard Kids.
Ah, nice.
Which always reminds me of, Christmas time. Even when I moved to Colorado, it's always like, oh, I hope it's like that.
Dude.
It's totally not like that.
Aw.
Especially for me. I mean, I don't do any physical activities, so it's like, every time, I have friends in California who are just like, oh, do you go snowboarding? No, never. Never.
Why are you
all.
in Colorado? Yeah.
Exactly. That's their entire idea. And it's not all about that.
That's funny that you said Snowboard Kids. I never thought of that, and I love that game. Why didn't I think of that?
It's such a fun game.
I love that. Me and Norm.
The gaming historian.
The gaming historian.
Norm, the gaming historian. Yeah, we love that game. We wanted to do a collaboration review of that or something. But that and the second one's good too. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I always pick the chubbier guy with the Band-Aid on his nose.
Yeah, it's so awesome. They've got those big crazy noses.
Yeah, it always made me feel awesome. I have a big nose.
Yeah. You guys are crazy noses. Mine is normal compared to yours.
Yeah. Other than that, there's I remember this game, this Mac game that we used to play in elementary school that was Snowball Fight or something. You play as a little elf and you basically attack other elves and hit them with snowballs.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not really in the Christmas spirit.
It's not, I felt but it was always really fun to me, and I always would basically just challenge my friends. I would just tell them to play that instead of Oregon Trail, and just no, let's do this. I'm gonna see how many elves I can hit before you. Another thing, me and my friend Brad used to have annual Christmas Eve pocket fighter competitions.
Oh, nice.
With his brother and his cousins. That would always go pretty crazy, where both of our families, my family mostly consisting of Hispanic people and his family mostly consisting of Filipino people, we all celebrated at midnight, which was always fun because then all Christmas Eve we would just spend the entire day at each other's houses kind of doing our own thing. Then at the last moment, just okay, I gotta go home and run home for Christmas.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Max Payne. The first Max Payne, I think, takes place Christmas Eve.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of snow.
Yeah, and that game's really weird. I mean, it's probably more fitting toward Halloween.
Yeah.
But it definitely takes place around Christmas. One Christmas Eve, I believe, me and my cousin were playing Super Mario Kart. No, it was Diddy Kong Racing.
Nice.
We were playing Diddy Kong Racing, and we were in a pretty heated battle. And my dad plugged in the tree, and all of a sudden, everything went out.
Oh.
So it completely ruined us. We were just so pissed off.
That sucks.
No, we're so close.
And you hadn't saved on your game pack recently.
Nope.
Ugh.
No, I think I had a rumble pack instead.
Oh,
I was
no,
just
in
like,
place?
no memory card. Yeah.
I'll just switch it out later. Nope.
Yep.
It's going out with the tree.
Exactly.
Ooh, that sucks.
It was pretty awful.
Eesh.
But yeah, I guess that's all I've got.
All right, cool, man. Well, thank you. Unfortunately, Johnny Ketchup, he has to go right now. He was nice enough to join us on the night when he's got people over. He's got things to do. He's going to go party after this, so he's got to take off now. But thank you. From BeyondTheGamer.com. Check it out.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely check out Beyond the Gamer. It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right.
That's your tag. That's your tagline.
Yeah, that's
Beyond the
our
Gamer.
tagline.
It's all right.
It's all right. We go to cons.
Nice.
We do game stuff.
Very cool.
But
Cool.
yeah, definitely, it was
This is the
fun.
Johnny-
Thank you guys for
Yeah,
having
for sure. This is the Johnny Ketchum I've been talking about. We went to Rusty and we just went to the Kong Off 3. So yeah, thanks for being on the podcast, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for having me, and thank you guys a ton.
Yeah, for sure, man. Anytime.
Yeah, have a good night.
You too. See
Too,
you later.
Johnny.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
But we're not done.
Not done yet.
Yeah, and Andrew's also not here. He might be here.
He's here in spirit.
No, he's here in spirit, but he's gone. Wait, is he there? Hang on a second. Do you know where Andrew is, Jen?
He's up trying to put baby back.
Oh, no. Okay.
He's on the toilet.
He's got to put that baby back to sleep.
Chili's, baby back ribs. Chili's, baby back ribs.
Barbecue sauce.
Ribs. Okay. So you and I should carry this for the time being.
Let's put it on our shoulders and carry it.
Yep. We're like atlases,
Atlas eyes.
if you will. I guess, okay, here he comes. Never mind. Let's just sit here and stare at him while he's doing stuff. I'm just looking at him.
Just stare at
Oh,
him.
he flipped me out? Okay.
Nope.
Oh, I got heartburn suddenly. Oh, there we go.
My middle finger has that power.
Middle finger's power of heartburn.
Heartburn.
All right, you back?
For now.
All right, so Johnny Ketchup has left us now. He's run out of ketchup. It's like that Heinz 57, or no, the Heinz. What is it? The commercial where you got to get the ketchup out with the butter knife, and he's run out now. I don't know.
I think that was Heinz.
Okay. All right. So here's my next story. When the Nintendo 64 came out, I wanted one really bad. I saved up enough money to buy one, but I was still under my parents' roof, and I was like 14 or I had to been 15, and I wanted one really bad. And I probably told the story before, but they wouldn't let me buy one. I don't know if I told it on this podcast or another podcast, but they would not let me buy one, even with my own money. Wouldn't let me do it. I'm under their roof. I can't do it. The reason was my grades were garbage in high school. So, because I would just goof off, it was like, basically I kind of screwed myself from freshman year because it was all about socializing and I didn't really care about grades. And I kind of got behind as a result. Like Spanish class, I didn't learn like the fundamentals. So I just kind of was screwed from there. Yeah. I was still saying that in year 3. They're like, yes, Eric, 1, 2, 3. Now, what else do you know? But basically, me amo. It's like Yoshi says.
Me namo is Eric.
My name-o is. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So, they said that I could buy one if I got all A's and B's. Then I would have the right to buy one. And I was like, man, I can barely. So I really tried my hardest. I really did. And I was still just not cutting it because I was also taking a bunch of math and science classes because I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was a kid. And then I learned the hard way that
because
I am not.
Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I was just not technically minded, I'm more creative. So I, had to learn the hard way. But I took chemistry and advanced math and stuff, and I barely got through with C minuses and stuff. And despite my best efforts, studying all the time to get a Nintendo 64, couldn't do it. So we were going through Super Nintendo. We were going through Target. And they had a little raffle thing to win a Nintendo 64. And so I put in for that. You're never going to win that. Anytime you win for raffle, you never win anything. But I put it in, and actually they called my parents. And they said, hey, Eric Lappy there, he's, won a Nintendo 64. And Mom's like, oh my.
He can't have one.
Oh, well, and that was her conundrum. So she's sitting there like, gosh, do I give it to him since he won it? Or he didn't get the grade, so he really technically shouldn't get it. And so she told me, we were debating about giving it to you. When I found out, they told me, they're like, Eric, you won a Nintendo 64. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, that thing you won a Nintendo 64. I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, now here's the deal. I wanted you to know that I was really torn about telling you or not. I'm like, how could you not tell me about this? I was like, about the potential not telling me about it. And she did tell me, and so I got it. But I got it in like November, and I had to sit there and look at it for 2 months until Christmas because my mom said, okay, you got to do good grades until like half of the semester or whatever was over in high school and see how your grades look. And if they're good enough, then, you can actually get games for it. But I'm sitting there looking at this Nintendo 64. I could hook it up, and I hooked it up, and there's nothing you can do without, it's not like GameCube. You can at least like look at a menu or anything like that. But yeah, so it was really hard to wait for that. And eventually, it came towards Christmas time, and I knew that I was going to be getting some games. So I was with my friend Gio, and we were trying to like in a roundabout way like hint to my parents which Nintendo 64 games I wanted without straight telling them. And so I
really like hunting vampires.
Exactly. So, like I was talking to my friend Gio in the car, and I was like, yeah, you remember that? That one commercial they had for Bomberman? It was basically like in the tune of Spider-Man. It's all Bomberman.
Oh yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah, and something, you'll explode in the brand new adventure mode. Oh yeah, it's a new Bomberman.
Bomberman, mass destruction across the land. Makes a bomb any size, and he's yours to customize. Oh yeah, your very own Bomberman. Cross his path, you'll explode in the brand new adventure mode. Different levels to explore on Nintendo 64. Look out, it's the new Bomberman.
And I remember like talking to Gio, I was like, that just sounds dumb. And I didn't know anything about Bomberman at that time, so like I didn't realize that it was actually a good game. So I was like, no, I would like that game. And then I would say something like, I actually had rented Top Gear Rally about that time. It's a pretty good racing game on the Nintendo 64. It's like off-road, racing. I was pretty into that. And at the time, I guess I rented it enough to the point where I had pretty much beaten the game or gone as far as I really wanted to. So I was like talking to Joe. It's like, yeah, I've really gone through that game. I don't really, want anything. So my dad's sitting there and he's like giving me a look like, dude, I know exactly what you're doing. And he had actually already bought me Top Gear Rally, which, I got that for Christmas. And, I was really glad to have it. Like I opened it and they're like, now we know that you didn't really want this, but we'd already bought it at the time you were talking crap. So I felt super bad about that. But then, I played it, and actually I really love that game. Like that was a pretty good racing game on Nintendo 64. Like maybe one of the best, probably the best racing game on Nintendo 64 next to like Beetle Adventure Racing or something like that. But anyway, that's another dumb story. The end.
Mario Kart 64.
Well, okay, but I don't count that as like a real racing game. That's Mario Kart.
Enough, yeah.
No, it's a great game, but it's Mario Kart. There's Mario Kart,
game.
And then there's like racing games. Like when I say like,
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Like like Gran Turismo stuff. No, Top
It's
Gear
like-
Rally.
Yeah,
PlayStation, and then there's fighting games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, like even like the San Francisco Rush games, I mean, those aren't serious racing games. They're fun as hell, but they're not like serious. I mean, like serious games are going to be like Gran Turismo, Forza.
Yeah, those are too serious.
Top Gear Rally is like more serious, even though it's really goofy. It's a little more realistic. But anyway, okay, sorry, I've talked for a long time. Someone else.
It's
Oh,
like
that's a good story.
Kids, and then SSX.
Oh God! While you were gone, Snowboard Kids came up, and I was like,
Again?
"Why didn't I think?" Oh, were you here with that?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Snowboard Kids is a great game to play at Christmas time. I mean, like obviously it takes place on snow.
Clay Fighter had a snowman.
It did.
Ooh.
I got that. I got Clay Fighter for Christmas. I didn't
Biggest
actually
name
mention that in my video
What was
because
his name?
it's not that. Bad Mr. Frosty.
Was
It
that-
said like Bad
Yeah.
Mr. Frosty.
Bad Mr. Frosty.
Bad Mr. Frosty.
I played that a
You
lot.
put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
That's exactly how I got that for Christmas, and I played a lot of Clay
Oh,
Fighter.
yeah,
but
so did I.
I loved clay animation. Like they had the at Christmas time they would have the Raisinets, or no, the Raisinets, the raisin.
The California Raisins?
California Raisins.
Yeah.
I love that. That was so good. All right, someone else talk. I've been talking too long.
I used to rent Home Alone on Super Nintendo for Christmas.
Earlier. We're like, what kind of Christmas games are there even? And I'm like, Home Alone.
And then we were
Home
like,
Alone.
oh no,
Yeah,
it's not
you
good.
could even stretch it and say Die Hard, but
Yeah.
that
Oh.
game's terrible. So
Yeah. Yeah. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, though.
It is.
Yep. One of the best.
If Elf had been made in the Super Nintendo era, there would have been a totally Elf tie-in.
Would it have
game.
been totally awesome?
Well, no.
Or would it have been like Home Alone?
It would have been like Home Alone.
Tell me about Home Alone. Is that still fond in your heart just because of the memories, or is it actually a good game?
I actually haven't played it since I was a kid, so I'm gonna get right on that and get back to you.
As far as you know, like as far as your like warm fuzzy nostalgia goes, it's a good game.
Did you set traps by dropping Christmas ornaments?
You did, yeah, something like that, or jacks or something. I can't remember. But yeah, you would set traps, and it was a side scroller.
You hook an iron to a string in a laundry chute and make the bad guy pull on it. Sweet.
Fun
it was better than the Nintendo version. I remember that one was garbage.
Yeah.
Yes, that one was garbage, but the Super Nintendo one.
I remember it used to make me laugh because when you would jump on the beds, he would just keep bouncing, and I always thought that was funny.
Oh, was it like a side scroller?
Yeah, it was kind of like Bart's Nightmare.
I think every like licensed game back then was just like, let's turn this into Mario. Mario is popular, right? Yeah. Let's just turn this game into Mario.
Oh, that's so not Mario at all.
Sure sell plenty of them.
Me no likey. I guess, do you have another thing you want to talk about?
I'm not really coming up with much.
No? Okay, how about you, Dave Banjo?
Let me think. Oh, crap, drawing a blank.
I have some stuff.
I thought I have a specific game that I got for Christmas. And like anytime I try to think about like Christmas and what games I got and stuff, I always have a hard time remembering like did I get this game for Christmas or did I even get this console for Christmas? But I remember I got Cool Spot for Christmas.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
7-Up.
That's a puzzle game, right?
It was basically like
it was a side scroller like Mario.
No. It was like
yeah, right.
Exactly. No, what's that game called with the black and white pieces and like when you move next to somebody? Othello. Yeah, it was basically like Othello.
It was like
God.
No.
It was like licensed 7-Up Othello. But I actually remember really, really liking it. And I think it actually probably isn't that bad. I remember like you start, I think like there's 2 players and you start on each corner of the board and then like you can move 1 space or 2 spaces. If you move 1 space, it actually duplicates your piece, but if you move 2, it doesn't. And then if you land next to your enemy's pieces, it flips their color, just like Othello. And then like there were like little shitty animations that I remember thinking were hilarious. Where like the guy like moonwalks over to the next spot and shit like that.
I don't know if you mind if I say this, but I remember that you got a bunch of ROMs.
Yeah.
Legally, since you own that game, but you played that. You were like, "Oh, dude, we should play this game because I remember I loved this as a kid," and we played it, and we were all like, "Eh?" Like we're all watching it, like, "What?"
See, I'm looking at
even
on the internets, and I'm only seeing a side scroller like Mario.
Like Mario.
See?
What was that game called then?
It's like Spot something. I mean, I know what you're talking about. It's a 7-Up game. Hey, Jen, do you know that 7-Up game? Yeah. Do you know what it's called?
I don't remember.
Oh, what was it called?
Maybe it was just called... I found a screenshot for a game just called Spot. That looks like that might be it. Let me see here. Spot game. I don't even know what to fucking Google.
Like NES, Spot.
I think it was NES. It might have been Super NES.
No, I'm pretty sure it was on
there's
NES.
the game.
It was a puzzle game. That would not be on Super Nintendo. It was that, like...
Spot?
I think that sounds right. It's her magic spot.
The smell of the ladies' spot.
The what?
Ladies' spot.
The smell of the ladies' spot.
Ladies' secret spot.
We're hanging out with a panty dealer in Tokyo. I mean, let's just acknowledge that right now.
You just gotta slap it in the wild zone.
Sorry, it was something we were watching earlier. What was it? Okay, we were watching a hockey game. We were watching
Avalanche play the Wild, and the commentator said they slapped it in the wild zone.
Smack it in the wild zone. All right, that's gonna.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding this game. Oh yeah, it was just called Spot the Video Game.
Oh, whack!
Wow.
Super whack. So I got some more stuff. You know, I got for Christmas, I got Turok 2 and Body Harvest, I remember one year, and that was awesome. Like, I loved those games, actually. Yeah.
I got another one.
Body Harvest was great. All right. And since then, you know, I've gotten some games for Wii and Xbox 360 is probably the most recent stuff. Yeah, I remember that game. You showed me a picture of Spot. Like,
7-Up proudly presents Spot.
I got Elebits for Wii. That was a great game. That was so fun. Like, I just remember being like, we were like snowed in one day. I couldn't go to work, and I was like, oh god, I could play Elebits. Which Elebits? Have you played that, Dave Banjo?
No, I haven't even heard of it. I don't think.
It's a really good game. Like, I mean, it's kind of like
it was
okay,
like it was a first gen Wii game.
It was a first gen Wii game, but like, okay, when I say really good, it wasn't quite, but I mean, yeah, it was a pretty good game. Like, it kind of was similar in a lot of ways to Katamari Damacy, where Katamari games, like you can pick up little fairy guys or whatever, and they power like your zapper that picks up stuff. It makes it stronger,
and you can sound familiar.
Bigger stuff until you're picking up massive. Yeah. So that was really cool. That was just fun, and of course I played Zelda Twilight Princess and stuff, in the winter. And an orange box, I got that for Christmas. But, just going back from old games, I'm going to list some of the games that I got. I remember this picture. Andrew's showing me a picture of, like, a family playing Nintendo. I've seen that picture.
Box is the best value ever in the history of video games.
It has to be.
Yeah.
So I got some great games. But yeah, I mean, just like as far as like general memories about like gaming around on the holidays, I'm an older kid.
Wait, before we move on, I got one more random gift I got.
I want to hear it.
Sega Channel.
Oh wow!
Wow.
I actually got Sega
Was it
Channel
like for like a month or a year or?
No, I think I had it for until it died, which was not long.
How long was this?
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I remember I got Sega Channel for Christmas.
It's such a cool thing. Like I remember I wanted that when I was a kid, like seeing the commercials and stuff. That's the coolest idea.
Yeah, it was way ahead of its time because actually you basically have the same thing now with like Xbox Live Arcade.
Did you know they had basically the same thing on Intellivision?
Did they?
What?
That's insane. They had that for Intellivision, I believe.
Wow.
It was one of those old consoles. It was Atari 2600 or Intellivision. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Intellivision, and it was basically like it predated Sega Channel, and it was like you could over like cable, you could download games.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So I remember Sega Channel. It was like, I mean, I don't remember how many games were on there each month, but like 15 or something. Yeah. And I remember you just play them all you wanted.
So cool.
Yeah, I think it was like $20 a month, which like in 1991 was a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, it's very cool though. Like the technology, I'm sure they needed to charge $20 a month.
Yeah, I'm looking that up right
now. Oh, what I said?
No, how much it was.
Okay. But yeah,
how
like
many games run it and shit.
That was the first time I played.
Is Turok the dinosaur fighting game?
Yeah, the Hunter.
No.
Yeah.
Primal.
Oh, Primal Rage.
Primal Rage.
Yep.
That game was on there. I remember playing that on there.
I remember playing Toe Jam and Earl for the first time.
Oh hell yeah!
But
that game's so fun.
Look at the logo.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that. And when you said Sega Channel, I pictured the logo.
Oh, 1994.
Yeah,
94.
I mean, in a way, it was ahead of its time. But yeah, I was surprised to see that Intellivision beat him to the punch since that's so old. It's crazy. We talked about that on the video game years. That's the only reason I know that. But do you have anything about that, Dave Banjo?
I never had the Sega Channel, but I had the Sega CD. Does that count?
Sure. Or just any other memories or anything.
Oh, that was so terrible, the Sega CD. But at the time, it was so cool because you could be watching movies, and it's like, I'm in the movie. Mm-hmm. But not really.
Not at all.
Because I remember playing Sewer Shark, and I was like, oh, this is... At that time, I was like, you had Super Nintendo, then Sega CD. I was like, oh, this is as good as games are going to get. Just having movies.
For sure. No, I definitely agree. Like, I remember looking at it and saying, like, that's people. You can't do better than actual people in a game.
Yeah.
It was like 32 colors and not looking good. It was not good. Those FMVs, man. Oof. So stuff that I had to do, like I was saying before, Andrew rudely interrupted me. I'm an only kid, so at the holidays, like basically, I looked forward to getting together with my cousins. Like I grew up. Well, I don't want to say grew up, but like from ages 0 to 3, and I do remember some of these years. I'm not lying. I remember growing up in Salida, Colorado, and there's nothing there. At the time, there was like a stoplight, and that was like the best feature. Maybe there was McDonald's in the whole town. There was nothing, and I hated that. There were no kids. It was terrible. So I remember I wanted to move to Denver, where all my family was. That's where my cousins were and all that stuff. So eventually we did move, and we got to like the metro area, and then I could actually go see my cousins and that kind of thing. So basically holidays to me meant I got to hang out with my cousins since I never had
Yeah.
siblings. When I would make a wish list every year, I would put down like brother, sister that
Oh.
I gave my parents, and they're like, "Oh well, I don't know if Santa can bring you that." And you're kind of a handful on your own. The end. And so that really never went anywhere. And not that they said that, they were totally nice, but
But that's
so
what they meant.
basically, I'm sure, because I was like hyperactive and everything. So I really wanted like a brother or sister, but basically my cousins became my brothers and sisters. So
Aw.
yeah, so basically Thanksgiving and Christmas and even New Year's meant to me like a time that I could take my video games, like bundle up my stuff. And even though like it was always a debacle, like my parents I'd always have to ask permission, and then you'd have to talk to the person who was hosting whatever. Is it okay if Eric brings over this thing? And sometimes I had to bring a TV because their TV was so old they didn't have hookups for this. So I'd have to bring my TV, I'd have to bring my games and that kind of thing. And it was just really cool though, because I could actually like that was how I kind of connected with my cousins, like whether they wanted to or not. We're gonna play games, guys, and so I'd bring all these games over, and most of them were cool to play games, but some of them were like, let's just play, and I'm like, nope, this is playing. We're playing video games. So just playing against and with my cousins was like one of my fondest memories, just at holiday times. I think actually Dave Obanjo, I believe you have a story to do with this.
Well, we did a couple of times because we used to live out of state, and every Thanksgiving and Christmas we would drive in. And a couple of places were kind of far away, like New York. We lived there, and we had to drive to Tennessee and stuff like that. And then I would take my games and stuff, and me and my cousin would play.
Dude, I'm sorry. Andrew's giving me the dreamiest look right now. I can't stop laughing. I'm
That's
sorry.
Okay.
I wish I could show you. Like, I should take a picture. I should tweet a picture of Andrew's dreamy look. Take a picture of your dreamy look. Be dreamy. Be dreamy. Isn't that dreamy? It's got a sour Christmas.
I can't do it now.
All right. Anyway, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. So,
but no, that was the end of my story. Really, we always lived out of state, so Thanksgiving and Christmas, similar to me, I got to see all my cousins and everything. So
yeah, no, I totally
and I wasn't technically I wasn't an only child, but I was adopted, so I was much younger than my siblings.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really relate to them too much.
Look like I'm about to fall asleep in that picture.
Oh, I took a picture of Andrew being dreamy. Sorry. Can I tweet it?
Sure.
I want to tweet it. All right. Yeah. No. I'm going to tweet it. Yeah. No. I totally agree. I mean, like, yeah, just like being able to get together with cousins, that was a big deal for me. So.
I don't have cousins.
Wow.
You
have no cousins.
You just ruined the podcast. We were talking about cousins, and then this is the cousin cast, and you went blue.
Cousin cast.
He's kicked off now.
You're off the podcast.
I'm having a really, really hard time.
That's okay.
Like, I feel like, I guess because I didn't have siblings or cousins.
Yeah.
I don't like when I got a Christmas.
You're an only kid.
I'm an only child.
We're both socially awkward.
And no family, growing up. So whenever I got a game for Christmas, I just put it.
Played it.
I just put, and then it was no different from getting a game any other time. So
yeah.
Like, I don't remember anything specific. I remember a few games. I'm pretty sure I got Street Fighter 2 for the Super Nintendo as a Christmas gift.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I did too.
But I mean, like, there's
me too.
Few random games that I remember getting as Christmas presents, but for the most part, I can't really pin any certain game.
I remembered some
Christmas present.
Yeah. I remember some stuff I asked for because, like, I wanted a brother or sister. I think I ended up asking for My Buddy. Remember My Buddy?
Oh, shit. My Buddy.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me.
And I think I might have even asked for Kid Sister.
Oh, yeah. You
Kid Sister.
Wow.
Kid sister, kid sister, kid sister. Wherever I go, you're gonna go. Kid sister, kid sister, kid sister, kid sister and me.
My Buddy and Kid Sister. Each sold separately from Play School.
I don't know if I should have asked for that, but I probably did.
Dolls.
Oh my. So asking for that kind of thing, and then getting video games, it's just as good, that kind of thing. So, man, you made me think of something. Now I lost my mind. So someone take it.
You lost your mind.
I really wanted. What was the bazooka thing for the Super Nintendo?
Super Scope 6.
Super Scope.
I wanted a Super Scope for Christmas so bad, and I didn't get one.
I got one. I'm sorry.
Got
I did too.
Yeah, see, like we were pretty poor growing up, but my parents still would make it happen. Like at Christmas, they would still be able to scrounge enough money together to get mostly what I wanted.
Getting a Super Nintendo was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually bought that with my own money.
Did you really? Wow.
Actually, every system I've ever owned, I bought with my own money.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got
except
all
for
all of mine as
handheld
gifts
systems.
up until I had my own money.
Yeah, Super Nintendo. I saved up to earn enough to pay that. I won the Nintendo 64, and then I bought every system after that.
PlayStation was the first one I bought with my own money.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I but I guess I'm discounting like the handheld systems because my parents definitely bought me a Game Boy Color one year. They also bought me a DS. One year, so that was very cool. I wasn't even really into games that much that at that time, and my parents went out and got a DS like when the DS first came out, and it was like a frenzy for DSs, and I actually was able to get one of those, so that was really cool. I was like, oh man, I wasn't even thinking about this, but this is great. I'm just looking back at some stuff. I'm thinking I'm pretty much tapped out on stories about things. I'm about ready to start listing some games, but what about you guys?
I think I'm pretty tapped out.
I'm good.
All right, we'll just come back to it if we get it. But I'm just going to list some games I got for Christmas and see if that stirs up anything. I don't know. I believe I got he's giving me the dreamy look. I got Kid Icarus for Christmas.
Oh.
My uncle got me that, and I got Spy Hunter. Legendary Wings.
Nice.
Legendary Wings I thought I got for my birthday. But I remember Kid Icarus, like I probably told this, I know I told the story in a video before. I wanted to get that for Valentine's Day. I was like, oh, it's like he's Cupid, Mom, I want this for for Valentine's. I was like, you'll get chocolates, that's that. And, my uncle, who passed away this year, I was able to get, he sent that to me for Christmas. So that was really cool. So it's it's really like a personal thing. So it's very cool.
I got ActRaiser for Christmas. That had a Cupid guy in it.
Yeah, he does actually. Yeah, yeah, and he talks to God for you or whatever. Spy Hunter. So yeah, Legendary Wings. He also got that same uncle got me that for I think it was for my birthday. I don't know.
That's kind of like Cupid too.
Necessarily, yeah. All these warriors, right? Yeah. I should do a video on that. Oh wait, I did. Blaster Master, I got that from my cousin. Like my cousin that introduced me to games, basically like in television, Atari 2600, ColecoVision. Got me Blaster Master, and I think he got me Spy Hunter too. Yeah, he did. My cousin Brian.
You turned Canadian there for a second.
I know I did. Sorry, I've been drinking. My parents got me Low G Man. That is such a cool game. Low G Man. You played that, Andrew?
I think so.
On NES, yeah. Have you played that, Devo Banjo?
I think I have. Is that the one where you get the spaceship pieces or something?
No.
Solar Jetman, that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, yep. Yeah, Low G Man, I really wanted to review that, and then when I got on RetroWare, Lance of RetroWare TV has already done it to death. Like, there's no way I could do it, because I wanted to do exactly what he did. Basically, he did green screen where he, like, jumps across the city, because Low G Man, you can jump super high and stuff.
Oh, because of the low Gs?
From the low Gs.
Oh, okay.
You can jump from city to city, and it was very well done, so I could not do a better job on Low G Man. Good job, Lance. Good job. I know you listen to this. Final Fight, I got that. And actually, I remember playing Final Fight 2 at the holidays, like, Thanksgiving and that with family.
Yeah. I think I may have gotten that for Christmas too.
Yeah. It was like right after I bought the Super Nintendo, my parents got me that for. But Super Scope 6, I want to say that I got the Super Scope with Super Scope 6, and that was awesome.
Did you play all 5 games?
I did. I played the crap out of that, and dude, I went through so many batteries because there's like 6 AA batteries or something for that. Or
I
no?
thought it was 6 games. Was it 6 games or 5?
I think it's.
Oh, hence the name.
Yeah.
Were you doing a thing there?
No, did anything come out for it besides like the 6 games?
There was there was Metal Clash, there was Yoshi
Safari, yeah.
And there was another, it was like Mecha something, I don't know. Do you know?
That was an awesome underutilized accessory.
It really was. I mean, it was really cool, but yeah, they definitely didn't do enough with that. But
yeah.
So it's like so many peripherals, Street Fighter 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. So good of a game.
Yes, it is.
We can all agree that was I can't believe that was launched. That's so good. Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 probably actually. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. I'm not gonna lie, when I first got that, I had recently played that at a Toys R Us, and I was like, man, I don't know if I really like this compared to the Super Mario World. When I got it, I'm not gonna lie, and I hate to say this, my parents bought it for me, and I didn't open it, and I took it back to Toys R Us, and then I got something else, and I don't
Oh,
remember what I
wow.
got with it, but I really regretted that, and I ended up buying it years later. Like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, I remember I played it for like 2 minutes, and I based the whole thing on this one bit where you got to fly Yoshi as a helicopter over to one side,
Yeah.
Baby Mario to follow you. I was like, I don't know if I really like this game based on that alone, and I really should have given it a chance. I really would have had a richer childhood, I believe, had I kept that.
All Yoshi's
Son
Island.
of
You'd be
a-
a lawyer now.
It probably back to the lawyer again. Always a lawyer, this guy. Pokemon Red. My parents got me that along with Game Boy Color. That was very cool. Like, I was 15 years old and I was reading a Nintendo Power about how Pokemon was going to come over, and they were talking about like Poke Centers and stuff like that. I was like, are they really going to have like brick and mortar like Poke Centers around here where I can trade with my friends? That's really what I thought when I read it. I was like, it's going to be such a big thing because it was such a in Japan. They had like airliners that were like, shaped like Pikachu or like had pictures of Pikachu painted on it. I was like, this is going to be a huge deal. So I was on board before it ever came out.
I should open a Poke Center.
And then when it came out here, brick and mortars are done. It's all about like .coms now.
Pokecenter.com.
Pokecenter.com. Before it came out here, I was all into it. And then as soon as it came out, I got it right away. And I was really into it until it turned out that it was like marketed as a kid's thing. Everyone was like, oh, check out this cartoon and here's these cards. Like, I didn't care about any of that stuff, but I'm a 15 at that point, maybe even 16-year-old playing Pokemon, and all the kids playing Pokemon, and I was looking like some big dork.
Well,
okay, being some dork. So that is my list of games. You guys have a list of games that you got?
Let's see.
Listed them as we've gone.
Okay.
Like I said, I can't remember a lot of which ones.
Yeah.
It's okay.
hard.
Ones were actually Christmas presents. F-Zero. I remember F-Zero.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, F-Zero.
Well, I got it with my NES, or
Yeah.
my SNES.
Was it? It wasn't packaged.
No. It was just... In fact, that may have been one of those things where I opened the game first, and then I'm like, but I don't even have a Super Nintendo.
Wait a minute.
Spoiler.
Oh, dude, Jinx, you owe me a spoiler.
Know what the Santa present is?
Parents. It's so funny, like, and they always wrap stuff up, and then, like, the next morning, and that you could hear them wrapping at night, the night before, and then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, gosh, is it this one or this one? I don't know. Which one do you want to open? I don't know. Which one is it? Oh, I don't know. Just have them open up this one. It's like, you guys just wrapped these. But they're all shaped too
We have
similar.
it convenient because Alex's birthday is 3 days before Christmas.
Oh, that's
so,
nice.
like, if we ever have dependencies among gifts, we can just give the first one to him for his birthday. And then we don't have to worry about that.
There you go. Oh, both of your kids were born around Christmas, yeah?
Yeah.
Christmas?
2 of my
Dang.
Holidays called Christmas.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Evan was born on the 27th.
Nice.
So his dependencies have to come on Christmas.
What are you saying, dependencies? Your kids are going to have dependents already?
Yeah. But, like for Disney Infinity, right? They have to get the game before they can get all the characters.
Aha, dependencies.
So Alex is going to get the game for his birthday, and then all the characters he's going to get on Christmas.
I get it. So clever. I'm pouring beer like a chump right now. There's so much head. And crap on the table.
You're doing an admirable job.
Admirable.
Admirable.
It's like, drinking beer. What's up? All right. So
I remember getting Pilot Wings with mine.
Nice.
For Super Nintendo. That game was super fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everything.
I used to-
I got
super
that one too.
fun.
I think I
Am
got
right?
Pilot Wings, F-Zero, and F-Zero along.
Me and my cousin, we would do the skydiving and we wouldn't open the parachute just because it was funny.
Yeah. Didn't it make like a person shaped hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, you know what we didn't talk about? I'm a dunce. There's a whole section that we didn't do, and Johnny's gone now.
What's that?
What you been playing?
Oh man,
missed
I
that.
don't want to talk about what I've been playing.
Now
Let's do it
and
now.
Pretend
but
like we did it.
Sorry, Johnny. All right, what you been playing, everyone? But Johnny Ketchum inexplicably. What you been playing, Davo Banjo?
I've been playing Zelda 2.
Nice.
No, it's not nice.
He's been tweeting at me like,
nice.
"Oh, this
Oh,
beast."
it started out so good. I was having so much fun.
New.
It's a great game. Yeah, it's hard but fun, right?
The first 1,000 times I died, it was fun because I was laughing at myself dying. But the 4th and 5th palace, it just got insane. And I was just like, oh, and I was just gonna quit. I was just like, I'm just gonna do my review and just say it's too hard for me. But then I was like, I only got 3 more palaces. I can do this. And yeah, it just stopped being fun. It was my mission to finish it.
Good. But you did.
I did finish it.
And you're better for it.
I never finished it. I remember, isn't there a part with there was a swamp that you had to go through, and I couldn't.
Like the third palace was a swamp.
Yeah, I couldn't make it through that. I never made it past that, and I haven't played it since.
The game was fun up until then.
There are bits in there, and actually, this is one of the games that early on, it was going to be my second or third review that I was going to do. I played the game, and I remember playing it as a kid, and I really enjoyed it. And it was so different from the first Zelda. And that was part of the criticism that people gave it, of course. But I still was like, I applauded, early on how Nintendo and, companies were really willing to take, a crazy approach to their next game.
Like Mario
just go,
2?
Yeah, go on. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a different story. But
American Mario.
Yeah. Just to go completely left field with it and, take that kind of creative liberty with it. But it ended up being, not as popular because people wanted more of the same. And I really I think that's something that's lost a bit nowadays. You see that more in the indie game scene than you'll see in the proper games. Because it's oh, this sold well, more of the same, So yeah. I really love when you see Zelda and then you see Zelda 2 and you're like, my God, wow, it's so different.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty, the end. Yeah. It's like who cares, But I really like Zelda, and I was going to do a video defending it because I know how many people really don't like it. And then I ended up seeing there was a Screw Attack video that had the exact same jokes that I was going to point out. I was like, oh, this will be funny, and I wrote this stuff down.
Then like when he goes into the women's houses.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly right. I may still end up doing it, so maybe I won't tell mine. Maybe it's a little different from theirs, but I was like, oh man, that's exactly what I was going to do. But that's the obvious joke, right? He goes in and his goes up. Oh, what's going on?
He goes into the old woman's house too.
Exactly.
So
that was kind of my joke. That was kind of my. What's going on in there? But
he gets energy from baked goods.
Yeah, baked goods. She's so nice. She tells him stories of the times of old. And then
I don't want people to think I hate the game. It's still good. It was still fun, but really frustrating. Can it still be fun and frustrating?
Yeah, that's okay. That's like Castlevania 2. I love Castlevania 2. I think it is at its base a good game. However, it's horribly flawed to the point where anyone that says that it's not good, I get it. I understand. There's reasons for it to be not good. And actually Zelda 2 kind of walks that line a little bit because there's points where it's how would I know to do that? You got to go to this one square on the map and do that. I'm not gonna lie. When I played it the second time, I was like, I don't have time. Ain't nobody got time for this. So I went on GameFAQs, I just looked it up, and I said, okay, go to this one square. Was there a person that told me that? Oh, they slightly hinted at it. Thanks a lot, Simon's Quest. And then there was no way I would have gotten that on my own. I don't have time.
And then, in some of the towns where you were supposed to get magic spells, the guy would be like, "Come back later," and I'd be like, "Why am I coming back later?"
When is later?
and I actually had to Google it.
Damn it!
I had to Google it, and that meant I had to find all the the magic upgrades, and I was like, "They never told me that."
Yeah, but it's I love the gameplay and the RPG elements and the side-scrolling action.
I like that. I don't like the dark nuts were kind of hard.
Yeah, they're way hard, and it seems. It seems so random. I don't know if you could even beat one of those without taking a hit. They're so damn hard.
Yeah, and then the ones that are just like them, but they're the bird people that jump around and stuff. I was just like, oh my gosh.
Remember that well. But I did finally beat it, and even if you look everything up on GameFAQs, it is a challenging game.
Yes, it is.
You have to have so much skill in those side-scrolling parts to actually beat it that it's okay to look that kind of stuff up. I didn't feel guilty looking it up because I was like, I never would have figured that on my own. It's so hard that you actually have to earn the skill to be able to do it. With old Nintendo games, you can't go straight to the last boss. You have to have earned these skills along the way to be able to get through that part and your muscle memory and that kind of thing.
Yep. And I may sound like a wimp, but that was probably the hardest game I ever played.
Yeah. It might be the hardest game I've ever played. I remember I was the person at that game.
I played Castlevania 2, Castlevania 3. I've played Battletoads. I've played, name a game, and I've probably played it.
You beaten Castlevania 3?
I've beaten Castlevania 3. It took forever.
Have you beaten Battletoads?
No.
Have you beaten Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first one on NES?
Oh, crap.
I haven't.
Have you beaten Super Meat Boy?
I've never played Super Meat Boy.
What?
That's actually a podcast stopper. So anyway, it was nice having Dave O'Banjo. You need to play that game.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Need that in your life. You have an Xbox 360, right?
Yeah.
You absolutely have to have that. Ask for that for Christmas. It's platforming action hardcore at its hardest.
Yeah.
It's so good. Anyway, it will frustrate you in a good way.
Oh yeah.
So
see, that's the game where if you die, you fucked up.
It's your fault.
It's not.
Is it harder than Zelda 2?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh fuck.
But I mean, in a totally different way. But yes,
it's like Hotline Miami.
In a totally different way.
I have that. I haven't played it.
I've played it. It's great. But yes, in a totally different way.
What you been playing?
Yeah. No. Anything else, Dave O'Banjo?
No, that was about it.
No, Andrew. What have you been playing?
Oh, I get to go next. Let's see. I've been playing. I've still been playing BioShock Infinite.
Infinity, as I said on the last podcast.
I think we only recorded like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or so yeah. So I haven't gotten too much further. I think I played 1 or 2 more times since then. But man, it's a good game. It's so good.
It's a great game.
So good.
Just wait till the end.
Yeah, it's getting interesting. I feel like I might be getting close to the end. Yeah, I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah. All right. Maybe you shouldn't say anything.
Spoiler time. Cover your ears if you've played. Haven't played.
Fast forward to
1 hour 19 minutes and 15 seconds.
Like alternate reality. Like the alternate version. We just went to. I just got.
Do you realize you could be screwing this over for Dave O'Banjo?
I just said cover your ears.
Have
That's okay.
You beaten BioShock?
I've played 30 minutes of it.
Okay, never mind. Let's stop.
Okay.
Let's stop talking
anyway,
about it.
Go ahead. It's not going to matter. Go ahead.
Still feel the same way about it. Like, I feel like it's almost like the game designers halfway through decided, you know what? There's too much combat in this game. Let's get back to making it good. So, like, for the first, for the first like 3 or 4 hours of it, it was like the first hour was like fantastic story development, and then it was like a bunch of shooting. Which isn't, I mean, it's fine and it's fun, I guess, but like really the game's about the story that develops between those parts. And then like, then there's some more story development, and then I got to like the last hour that I've played, and it feels like it's been much more story heavy than combat heavy, and so I'm enjoying it more. I just haven't had the time to play it. So, besides that, I've also been playing Scribblenauts Unlimited because love that game
on iPad,
on PC. Yeah.
On Mac.
And that's it. No, on my laptop, on my Windows, Steam. Playing it on Steam.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's a great game. I'm kind of done with it, but the kids aren't.
I get confused because they have Unlimited and then they have the ones with superheroes.
Yeah, no, that's
Unmasked?
Not the Unmasked one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the prior game.
It turned out.
It just I feel like it's too way too easy.
Well, yeah.
A grind, and then like as you get through it, it's just kind of like you have to go help all these people, and what they need is almost always like really obvious.
Yeah.
It's just like
actually,
the game's just trying to trick you into like creating all kinds of crazy stuff and being like, I can't believe that worked. Like that's the whole game is just continually.
Actually, I actually bought it. I bought it because I thought my son would like it, and then I started playing it, and he's like, "This is boring."
Oh,
so I started playing it, and I was like, "I really like this."
How old's your son?
He's 5.5.
Oh yeah. My son's about to turn 6, and he loves it. But I mean, you got to create stuff in it that's like completely random and.
I know. I tried, and he's just like, "Haha, that's funny," and then he'll run off and go do something else.
Put in like angry, glittering, bouncing, dancing baby. A baby that's angry and glittering and it literally bounces.
And it's a baby.
Yeah. And dances while it bounces. That's what the kids like.
That's what the kids are doing nowadays.
You gotta push it over the top. You're like Nutmeg-smokin baby. Dick. That was worth it. So we got the Nutmeg-smokin, glittering, bouncing, angry baby. But
so Eric, what have you been playing?
Sorry, thank you. Hey, you know what? I appreciate this guy. Nobody ever asks me when I'm playing. I did. I guess. I've been playing kind of more of the same. Like I've been playing.
Nutmeg is the shit.
I heard that you trip out like crazy in a real bad way. But anyway,
nutmeg?
Hey, don't smoke nutmeg. I'm serious. Yeah. It's serious. You never heard about that? No, kids nutmeg there for a while, and basically it just makes you have an instant bad trip. So I would not. Anyone listening to this
hallucinate about Santa Claus?
Yeah, but it's like an evil Santa Claus, like a mushroom Santa Claus. Eric, put in the mushroom Santa Claus song. But for real, I mean, it supposedly I talked to somebody, I don't remember who I talked to, but they said that it's like the bad part of a trip that you wish you didn't have the whole time. And you're very paranoid, and it's very bad. So don't do that, kids. Smoking nutmeg is bad.
Nutmeg is eating in pumpkin pie.
That's it.
But you can smoke cinnamon. That's okay.
Actually, you probably shouldn't do that either. I think you'll probably problem because cinnamon, like, you can't do the cinnamon challenge. So anyway, Pokemon, I was playing that, I think about 18 hours in now. I got like 6 badges, so I guess I'm only 2 badges away, and I feel like I'm really kind of just tearing through this game, kind of like I did on BioShock Infinite. But that's the problem, is like I really don't have that much time, so I just kind of tear through games as quick as I can, just to say, okay, I experienced that game and I'm done with that one. I got to keep moving on. So I've been playing that, really loving that. I've been playing Pilot Wings. Basically, anytime I watch an episode of Game Center CX, on gamingcx.com, I always want to play the game that Audino is playing on Game Center CX. And I remember one episode he was playing Pilot Wings. I was like, I didn't really give that game a fair chance when I was a kid, because I equated, that's going to be a sports game, so I don't want to play that game. I don't know how I figured out that, Pilot Wings is a sports game. That doesn't make any sense. So I decided, I'm not going to play that. But, I really enjoy playing that game. I've been playing a lot of Pilot Wings. But yeah, I recently picked up Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World again, and it's Super Mario World. It's a really great game. I haven't played anything really new or interesting. Sorry.
The best.
It is
the best Mario game ever.
Nope, Mario 3.
Yeah, my wife.
Okay.
Mario 3 better as well. Yep. I think Super Mario World's better.
That's what my wife says.
Close.
Yeah, I'm a Mario 3 guy. Yep. It's
not Mario 64.
Oh, it's so close too.
Mario 64 is good, but it's not in the same tier.
You're going to like this. I'm going to say Mario 3, Mario 64, Super Mario World.
You are wrong.
You're off your own podcast right
now.
Man,
I just got kicked off my own podcast. Dude, I mean, because like I mean, that's going to be like a nostalgic kind of thing. Like Super Mario 64, when that came out, I was like so floored by that game that it's so awesome. Like the jump.
Oh, the camera's so shitty. I can't see
it.
It's terrible.
It's, and actually Dave Obanjo would definitely agree with you. But the thing is, like, it was still revolutionary, and like the camera crap as it was the first of its kind. Like,
actually, considering that it was the first of its kind, it was pretty. Yeah. There were a lot of much newer games that have much shittier cameras.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's still pretty shitty.
And it still does have its problems. I'll admit that much, and we should move on immediately. Super angry. I've got this corkscrew here, and it's looking at your neck. Not me.
No, Mario 64 is good, but I wouldn't even put it in the top. Would I put it in the top 5? Yeah, I'd put it in the top 5.
Punch.
The best Mario World, followed by Mario 3, and then Mario Galaxy.
Okay. guess I didn't really think about that much, but he just shot me.
And then Super Mario Brothers, and then Mario 64.
Oh, what a dick.
So yeah.
What about just Mario Brothers? Remember that one?
Oh, no.
Does that one count?
No, that one
It definitely does, but not. That one is such like a one-screen different game. And it's
that was always fun to play with somebody else, though.
Oh, it's so great. Like, I actually ended up talking about that on the Video Game Music 1983. I don't know if I want to put this in here, but like every time you play that Mario Brothers, or if you play like Super Mario 3, and you can actually play, by the way, Mario Brothers in Super Mario Brothers 3. What? That's awesome.
I think
it's like
everybody
2 games
knows
in
that.
one. I'm just saying it's like 2 games in one.
You're not dropping knowledge.
No, I know I'm not, but I'm just saying like that's 2 games in one, so it's like against the other one. Anyway.
Bonus.
So it's just really sweet that you can play that game. The end. I
now,
forgot
if you
my
play
point.
Bubble Bobble in Mario 3, that would be impressive.
Punch. All right. So you know what? I think I've gone through my list here. I guess we've gone through games.
I don't think you've talked about what you've been playing.
I did. I said I've been playing Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
I've been playing Pilot Wings, and that's about it.
And Super Mario World.
Super Mario World, and that's about it. Andrew, thanks for paying attention to me on the podcast. What? What'd you say?
You're playing the right Mario.
I'm playing the right Mario. Oh my, Super Mario World. It's not the right Mario. It's just a good Mario.
It's the only Mario.
All right, guys, write in and tell us what your things are about this. Super Mario 3 or Super Mario World? Get out of town. All right, so now the final thing I want to talk about is Christmas themed or winter themed or snow levels. Andrew just poured way too much beer. That you want to talk about. Since this was our last thing, I'm just going to list some games that I want to talk about Christmas related. Christmas Lemmings. You guys remember that?
I'm pretty sure I've played it.
You remember Christmas Lemmings? Dave Ben?
No.
Did it
have snow in it?
I mean, it was basically, yeah, it did. It did.
Were there little adorable guys with green hair that fell down and died?
Well, yes, but they also had Santa hats on each one of them.
I was going to ask if they had little hats.
Yeah, they did. It was basically just like Lemmings, but it was like Christmas themed. I remember my friend had that on. It was like PC. It was on DOS or whatever. I remember playing that. Like I love Lemmings, and I really liked Christmas Lemmings. It's Mason Moore, the same. He's giving me the dreamy look from Andrew again. Why? I'm gonna tweet that. I'm gonna get my revenge. Remember Christmas Nights on Sega Saturn? There was a demo on Sega Saturn. Demo?
Nope.
It was a promotional disc for
I've never played Nights.
Christmas Nights.
I haven't either.
You guys know Nights? He's
like
a jester-looking, purple jester-looking guy.
I'm familiar with Nights, but I've never played it.
Yeah, there was a Christmas version where you fly around. You fly through like wreaths and around Christmas trees and stuff. It's really awesome. I've seen it. I don't know if I've ever played it. I might have played it at Target, but the end. Costume Quest. Grubbins on Ice, also known as, or AKA Grundles on Ice. Grundles on Ice. Oh my goodness. And then as far as like, if I'm really reaching here, if we're talking about winter snow levels and stuff, Spy Hunter, I really liked it when you got to the winter levels because like you slide around on ice.
That could be said about any game.
It was hard as hell, but I know it really could be.
Ice levels.
That's true, but I really like them.
Oh.
Despite their difficulty. Donkey Kong Country, multiple Donkey Kong Country. I think every one of them had like snow levels, and those were really fun and cool looking.
Mario had snow levels.
Oh, Mario or Mario? Mario, are you a Mario guy?
Super Mario, right?
Are you really a Mario guy?
No, I always say Mario.
Okay, good. Because otherwise you'd be off a podcast. And then D2. Actually, I remember I was playing that around Christmas one year. And it takes place in the snow. You're like in the tundra of Alaska or some snowy place. I don't know. Antarctica.
Remember
in the snow. But I just remember it was very snowy and it was very it's a creepy ass game, but snowy. The end.
Yeah, that game, The Thing, was in snow.
Yeah.
But it was still terrible.
Was the game good? No.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it was pretty bad.
Lost Planet was in the snow.
PS2. Yeah, there were parts that were in the snow. So this is the podcast.
No. We've run out of things to say.
What were you going to say, Davo?
Oh, shoot. That one place on Earthbound where you get the guy with the glasses.
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff, yeah. I always rename him, so I can't even remember his real name.
It is Jeff on its own, isn't it?
I think so.
And
But
then
his level was always Christmassy music and all that, and that was kind of cool.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that was very cool. I remember that. When we were talking about Earthbound earlier, I was picturing that actually.
I was too.
Let's
see.
We've winterized it pretty well. This vehicle is.
Say we've winterized.
We've winterized it pretty well. This vehicle is ready to drive in the snowy times. I don't know.
We got our studded snow tires.
What do you think?
What?
I'm asking the listener. What do you think?
Do you have questions?
We have answers.
Yeah, we do. Dave O'Banjo, anything you want to talk about before we just close it out with questions? Take your time. It's cool. I'm going to take a drink of my drink.
Home Alone was a Christmas game.
It was.
You were in the snow.
Die Hard is a Christmas game.
Die Hard.
Deja Vu is a Christmas game.
Silent.
Is this the same podcast all over again? This is the Loopcast.
Christmas Loopcast.
Getting loopy.
And some Mario levels had snow in it.
Mistletoe cast.
Oh yeah, we already said that too. Dang it.
Hey, remember Battletoads? Mistletoe cast.
Battletoads was a hard game. Did you ever beat Battletoads?
I did not.
Andrew's being a fucking prick.
I would rather play that than Zelda 2, though.
Oh, man.
No.
All around, this full circle.
I do remember there was a PC game that had Santa. It was actually a Christmas game, but I can't remember the name of it. Give me a second and I will Google it. It was like Days Before Christmas or something like that, but it was spelled D-A-Z-E.
Oh, it was like Mushroom Santa.
Oh, my.
He was in a daze.
Like when you sit on his lap?
Yep. No. Where did this podcast go?
Sorry.
Max Payne took place during Christmas.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Did we send that? Because we said that.
Did you?
Yep.
I was.
Oh, yeah.
That
Ketchup did.
Fahrenheit / Indigo Prophecy.
Oh, yeah. Fahrenheit.
Don't recall that.
I'm looking at a list of Christmas games.
And Minecraft had snow in it.
Yeah.
Metal.
See, this is
there were snowy parts.
This is yeah. No, actually, no. I agree. Yeah, like it takes place in Alaska, so snowtastic.
This is the Snow Job podcast.
Snow Job. Snow Job cast. This is where I was going to go when we ran out of things completely to talk about. So here we are.
Actually, seriously though, in terms of like atmosphere and snowiness, Fahrenheit / Indigo Prophecy is a really, really good example.
Yeah, it is.
Prove it. A podcast.
I don't really remember the plot. I just remember like it got colder and colder as like, I don't know, there was some demon coming. I don't really remember.
How do you
something like that?
Sure, you have your heat up in your basement?
Like the very first thing you did, you had to like hide a body from the police officer that was in the diner with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't really remember that game very well. I remember that was like QuickTime Events, the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I think every game he's made since has been the same way.
You know what
I
that
haven't played
was?
any of them.
That was kind of a precursor to Walking Dead in a way.
Ooh.
Yeah, except Walking Dead did it much better.
Oh, of course it did. Of course it did. But as I said, precursor.
That's actually, speaking of what you've been playing, I really want to get to 400 days before season 2.
Yeah, good call. I should do that too. Having beaten Walking Dead a few months ago. Man, it's dark.
It's so good.
So good. All right, anything else, guys? All right, we're going to move on to question time. It's not a rhyme, it's question time.
Please cut that out.
Okay. All right, we'll do it again. Question time. It's not a rhyme, it's question time. The end. Thank you, Ben, for that. I know you're listening to this. Oh, it got so weird. All right, so let's talk about questions. So I asked something to the effect of, hey, new podcast, 3-4 hours, pet it. I'm too drunk to do this anymore. All right, so we got Steve Cuff. He says, Night's Special Christmas Edition, playing as Santa in Street and Clay Fighter. Andrew's making a motion at me. That shitty elf bowling game. Like, I looked up before the podcast.
That doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Some of the top 10 Christmas games, multiple lists had shittiest game, elf bowling game.
Yeah, but that's not like...
But it is Christmas related.
It's not relevant.
Shut up, it is.
Is it?
It's not good. It's still Christmas. I'm with you, Steve Cuff. I get it.
All right, then
that was
the
a stretch.
Office
He said,
Max Elf Yourself app is relevant.
Oh my. But yeah, no, definitely. Knight's Special Christmas Edition. We talked about that. Santa in Clay Fighter. Actually, Santa. Was that in 63 and a third?
I don't
remember
Santa being in that game.
Huh. It might have been in
It's been a
63
while,
and a third. But we were talking about Bad Mr. Frosty. So there's that. All right, so what else do we have here? We got the Painted Gamer says, I don't know what it is, but this time of year prompts me to pick up Dragon's Lair for NES. Weird. It is. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for it.
I remember
you
that
probably
game,
got it for Christmas.
I remember that game disappointing me to no end because I had played the arcade version and then I picked it up for NES. I'm like, this isn't the same game.
Not at all. But you know what? It's better because it's not quick time events of the game.
Yeah, that was QuickTime Events the game.
Yeah, that was the original QuickTime Events the game.
That was make your move at the exact precise moment or you're fucked.
That was QuickTime Events the game, the original, actually.
It was.
It was a precursor.
Yeah. No, it really was. I talked about that. Game Years 1983 spoilers.
Fahrenheit was just walking and then QuickTime Events the game. Did you ever play Heavy Rain?
I didn't. Did you?
I don't have a PS3.
Dave Banjo?
Neither do I.
All right.
I heard it was good, but it's more the same. QuickTime Events the game.
And then Steve Cuff followed up with, just talk about Shenmue for an hour or two. That rhymed.
I would if I had played it.
Oh, man.
But sadly, I have not.
Oh, man. Dave Banjo?
Wasn't it if it was...
It's an open world.
I remember seeing Santa walk around.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a picture of it like a couple of days ago.
Huh.
I think it depends, maybe your Saturn or whatever has a date on it. And like if it gets close to Christmas, Santa will walk around.
Huh. Really? I didn't know that. I know that
it might be fake. I don't know.
There's some Christmas reference on like the street. It's like Christmas on something street, and it's snowing and stuff. At
the
that
list
time,
I just looked up of Christmas games had Shenmue as number 1.
Really?
What?
All right. Well, we'll give you time to look at that. But meantime, actually, Dave Banjo, you want to read the retro reasoning one?
Oh, Santa will appear in the streets and drunks stumble home late at night.
Nice.
Santa's in Shenmue. That's all I got to say. I don't.
All right.
Okay. Retro Reasoning says, I remember when my mom worked overtime to get me a Sega Genesis. Then she surprised me 2 months later with Sonic 2.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Your mom is awesome.
Seriously. Hey, your mom is awesome. You didn't expect that from your mom.
Usually your mom jokes end much differently.
You definitely do.
But your mom is just awesome.
Yeah, your mom is awesome.
That's awesome. Just like your mom.
What'd you have, Andrew? About Shenmue?
Oh, Santa's in it, according to the internet.
The end.
That's it. It snows.
It's back. We're back to Silent Hill. Mailbag says, I remember getting my TurboGrafx 16 and playing Blazing Lasers or Blazing Blazers.
Blazing Lasers.
China Warrior. I said Chining. China Warrior and Bonk All Night. Best console for an only child. Hey, man.
Bonk was awesome.
I'm an only child.
Yeah, Bonk was awesome.
Blazing Blazers makes me think of like guys going into a business meeting wearing like a blazer.
but they're like bored and they're like lazy.
And then if things don't go well,
it's wrinkled and
they
shit.
can shoot the other guys with their lasers.
No, I think they're lasing, so they're just like, it's like a wrinkled suit. They're just
I just think that because like Alex, like he when he refers to shooting someone with a laser as lasing them.
They just like chill.
It's a laser.
They just like kick back, kick their feet up, and chill when you shoot.
I have a laser, so I'm gonna laze you.
I'm gonna laze. Oh my god. All right. So, any final thoughts about it?
We don't have any more questions.
No, we're good.
Oh,
here I'll ask real quick.
Disappointed in your listeners.
I'm drunk. Yeah.
More questions.
Hang on, I'll ask real quick.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
don't put stiff. I want stuff.
No response. Yeah.
I just did it.
So speaking of autocorrect, so at work, you've seen Super Troopers, right?
Yeah.
You know the Meow game?
Meow what?
Meow is
Meow. What did you just say?
Super Troopers.
Meow what?
Yeah. What Meow?
Are we talking about Meow?
What are you talking about, Meow? Okay, so you know the Meow game. The other day at work, we play the Meow game at work all the time. We say Meow all the time. And one of the guys at work said that his wife texted him the other day to say, I think the autocorrect on your phone is getting confused. It keeps putting Meow instead of
That's awesome.
What Meow?
What Meow?
No.
Okay, I'm going to tell a story. I was
Any
working.
more questions, Meow?
No, not right now. We're waiting on Devo Banjo's recent tweet.
Tell a story, Meow.
I got a story right now. I remember that I was working at a call center for a company that will go unnamed, and
is this the same call center that my wife met you at?
No, actually, no. It's not. Dead serious.
Oh,
Another call center.
I didn't know you worked at another call center.
I worked at another call center.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, and when I was working there, are you really putting a bottle cap on the mic? I'm gonna have to take your keys, your podcast keys, sir. Yeah, like I remember we had like a hat where we would cut little pieces of paper and have like random things that you had to say while on a call, and we'd throw them in a hat, and you had to pull them from the hat.
That sounds like an awesome.
It was fun, and one of them was meow. So like I had to say meow 10 times during a call. So I'm like, all right, meow, ma'am. She'd say what? Excuse me. I say, oh, meow, ma'am. What we have to do on this one. Meow, what you want to do is you want to run a check switch, meow. And what? No, run a check switch, meow. And what? Just meow. Meow. You got to run a check switch.
Meow.
Oh, I kept writing that. So I finally got to the point where I'd be like, all right. So I pulled one where I had to say Chex Mix. And I worked for a satellite company where you would have to run a check switch test. So I was like, sir, go ahead and run the Chex Mix test. And he's like, what? He's like, excuse me? I was like, I'm eating Chex Mix, and I said that. Oh. And I was just playing along, but I was being dumb.
That's amazing.
So
that'd be a fun game to play at a call center.
It was fun. Yeah, we had those and multiple other ones. Did you get any responses from the?
Sure didn't. I did see a picture of gingerbread M&Ms. Though. Those look delicious.
Someone tweeted you that?
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Man, I really want that.
That has to happen.
That sounds awesome. Anything else you want to add before we close it up?
Nope, gingerbread M&Ms. That's what ended on that.
Then is the end.
What you been eating? Next time on What You Been Eating.
Gingerbread M&Ms.
Yeah, better be gingerbread M&Ms.
M&Ms. Okay. Andrew gives me this look. Jim is totally outrageous. What? I'm drinking, moving on. All right. So, yeah, I'd really like to thank my guests. We had Devo Banjo from gamingwithscissors.com. .com. And then we also had Johnny Ketchum from Beyond the Gamer. And the tagline for them is, it's okay. Or whatever.
Okay.
Or whatever it was. And then we also have Andrew from my podcast.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's a podcast. And me, and we're saying good night. So everyone say goodbye.
Good night or goodbye?
Goodbye night.
What do we say? Goodbye night?
Goodbye night. Bye-bye. The end.
The end. Click.
Click. We're done. Chop.
Cool marker.
End scene.
Nailed it.
You can call out the Christmas awkward cast.
Why? Why do you say that?
The last 10 minutes was just we don't this.
We're just doing filler.
Let's just speak about things.
My mouth is moving. Don't stop the podcast. My mouth is still moving.
I feel like there's things to say. I just don't know what they are.
I can't stop this.
I can take this feeling. 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 I can take this feeling.
I'm just saying words.
I have a voice and I must speak the game.
Surely there's something profound that will happen.
Don't
just keep talking.
Don't call me Shirley.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Airplane 2. Or 1.
Ooh.
Probably 1. I think
Okay.
that was 1.
The end.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some extra stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, there's
my outtakes. Thank you. No, they're there. They're definitely there. Johnny Ketchum.
I always want to call him Johnny Ketchup.
Yeah.
Sorry, Johnny.
Oh, no. Yeah, let me grab him actually real quick.
He's not here. How are you going to do that?
I'm going to grab him.
We're off to a good start. Johnny Ketchup.
What is this sorcery?
It's a lack of sorcery.
We need more sorcery.
Yeah. Andrew's the sorcery guy. Johnny Ketchup. This is Davo Banjo.
Hello, Davo.
We both accidentally called you Johnny Ketchup.
I always get called Johnny Ketchup. I've
I
just
didn't
kind
do
of
it on
gotten used to it.
It's the spelling, yeah.
I did it on purpose.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
Hey, trust me, I got made fun of a lot with my last name, so it's nice to do it to somebody else.
Well,
mine's Packet, so.
Okay, I can see where this is going.
Yeah.
That can't be good.
See, well, like, I don't know if I should reveal this, but that's not my last name.
Dun dun dun.
My last name is Escobedo, if you know any kind of Spanish, I got called Escopito a lot.
What that is?
Pito is penis in Spanish.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Would it mean anything with esco in front of it?
No, they just like to be jerks.
Like escargot, but with a penis.
Hey, that's what I was gonna say.
Yes,
That's not
exactly.
good. That's pretty bad. You know, we all had it pretty bad then. My last name is Lappy, and that rhymes with crappy. But nobody ever said crappy, surprisingly. They call me Slap Happy Lappy.
Slap
Happy Lappy.
That was just creative. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that is super creative.
And I had a perfect bowl cut when I was in junior high. So like, always commenting on my hair, they said I look like Bruce Lee, and they'd call me Laptop because of my hair. It didn't look like a laptop. There's like the top of my head. It's like laptop. I don't know.
I totally had a bowl cut in middle school and elementary school.
Nice.
And my friend Jake used to always call me a pumpkin haircutted freak.
Wow.
What's with these elaborate ones? Like, go for the low-hanging fruit. Why can't they just, call you?
Well, that's like a quote.
There's no challenge in that.
It's a quote from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounded familiar when you said it.
Yeah, so he was obsessed with calling me that. Just like, all right, fair enough.
Andrew's doing something hockey related at the moment. Sorry.
Hockey.
Is he playing his PS4?
No, he's not. He doesn't have one.
Okay.
Neither do I. So we won't be having another noise cast with PS4 in the background. Last time. So we put it.
Who put it?
We just put it. Hey, Johnny, do you mind do you want me to cut out that bit where you said your last name, or?
No, that's fine.
Okay. And Mr. Packet?
No, that's okay.
Okay. All right.
It's on my Twitter anyway.
Okay, it's all out there.
Let it all hang out.
Don't ever use mine.
Don't ever use Andrew Smith's. Oh no, I did it!
Oh
no. At least with that, there's probably so many Andrew Smiths that
Yeah.
it'd be hard to kind of narrow it
The
down.
reason you can't use mine is because there's like 5 people in the world.
Yeah.
Besides my family that have the same last name as me.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually, when I started writing for Beyond the Gamer, I had like 7 different Johnny Escobedos tried to add me on Facebook. I'm just like, what? Like, what is this? And some of them sending me messages just being like, did you take my name? Like, what? No.
I'm going to sue you. Yeah, like I had the same thing on Facebook. I had a bunch of, I don't know, some of them were from Spain and different places in Europe, and they were like Eric Lappy Prieto or something like that. There was a bunch that tried to like contact me and friend me. I'm like, all right, we're all Eric Lappies. Let's chill, I guess.
Right?
I couldn't understand anything they said ever, but I'm like, we're friends. I think we're still friends on Facebook, but I don't know.
That's funny.
Anyway, this is the Facebook podcast, so...
Yeah. Welcome to Facebook Cast. What are you guys playing today?
I'm going to call it Facecast. So who did you unfriend today? I put someone in the It's Complicated section of my Facebook friend list.
Ooh.
No, not so much. Facebook very much.
I like that one ad, for one of the local car dealers. He's starting to do his own ads, but he's like trying to be funny. But his ads are actually kind of funny. It's for Stevenson, I think.
But not because they're trying to be funny.
No. He's actually pretty funny.
Oh.
He's like, he's like ordering coffee on his iPad, and he's talking about like all the things technology can do. And then at the end, he's just like, "One of my friends just changed the status to itchy."
Awesome. Oh, dude, have you seen, just real quick off topic, have you seen the videos, they have like their little commercials on the internet for those razor blades? You can have razor blades shipped to your house.
Yeah, DollarShaveClub.com.
Those are freaking hilarious,
have you
man.
seen this?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, go to DollarShaveClub.com and check out the videos there.
Yeah.
There's only 2 videos, and they're fucking hilarious.
So. Anyway,
especially
sorry.
the one for the One Wipe Charlies. That's their new product.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely watch that. That's okay. That's so. Dave, do you want me to call you? I always call you Dave O'Banjo.
Who's
Banjo.
playing with bubble bath?
Oh, that could have been my cat. It was climbing on things.
That's what happened on the last podcast. I was like, someone dropped some chainmail, and it was like, it's my cat running around, jumping on my.
Yeah, we have 2 cats here, so.
Oh yeah.
If you just hear random.
Well, tell your cats to shut up.
Oh, I tell them all the time.
Your cat is off the podcast.
Yeah, off the podcast.
Johnny Ketchup. I don't know if I've introduced you to Andrew before, but he's a fucking prick on the podcast.
No, I don't think I have.
Just kidding.
Till Pringles and Mr. Twinkleface.
It's the best names ever. I think we should actually start podcasting.
Alrighty.
I'll do like a dumb intro. Let's see if I can nail it in one shot like I did last time. I was so lucky. What are you doing? Are you looking at the baby on your thing? No. Okay. All right.
Like a baby monitor?
Yeah.
I think he's staring at the camera.
It's like what's that
Baby's
movie?
eyes like look.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah. I haven't seen that, but like baby's eyes still look like kind of like dog's eyes when you take a picture and just like. Okay. There's a lot of noises. I mean, like I said, Noisecast. It's Noisecast for a reason. Because
there's a reason it's called Noidescast.
Faux Noids.
Noidescast.
Wait, the Noid cast.
Because you eat some Domino's pizza.
The Noid back.
Do they? That'd be
yeah.
great. In claymation or CG?
I don't know. I heard something about the Noid coming back.
Probably in CG.
Or it's going to be an actual person in a suit.
Oh god, that'd be so bad. Avoid the Noid, and it'd be like, hey, avoid the Noid. Terrible Alec Baldwin. There it is.
Alec Baldwin.
Let me have my iPad on the plane. Fuck it. I don't know.
Oh, Alec Baldwin is terrible.
He has an attitude on the plane, I'll tell you that. He's really funny.
Have you flown with him?
In 30
often?
Rock. In 30 Rock. In 30 Rock, he's pretty funny, but my understanding is his demeanor on a plane is quite unexceptional.
Unacceptable.
Drinking. Unacceptable. Unexceptionable.
Where did you hear about his plane demeanor?
Did you not hear about it?
No.
Yeah, apparently, like he got pulled off a plane, or like he got some shit thrown at him and shit.
He didn't want to stop playing his Words with Friends.
Words with Friends on his iPad, and then people were like, "Hey, you need to turn that off." And he's like, "I'm Alec Baldwin."
I got to play my 7-letter word.
Don't you know who I am?
He's like, I got a 9-letter word brewing here. Cool, man. All right. The end. Yeah, that was our awkward cast. I had no idea how to end the
Let's end the podcast again.
Part 2.